Welcome back to the Affaka show. We're going to cover NFL Week 11. It is tragic that we are already this far. If you're brand new here, hit the subscribe button, like, and just watch it all the way through because we're getting to people's algorithms now. And now, let's start off. No fluff here. We have the Commanders playing the Dolphins. Now, 9:30 a.m. kickoff. Another abroad game. Yes. How do I feel about it? I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And this one's in Madrid or Spain or I don't even know. But right now, what I do know is that the Dolphins line is minus 2.5. They have 59% of the bets and 42% of the money back them. Last week, what Miami pulled off was their Super Bowl. They played the Bills, huge divisional opponent. Oh, you can't beat Josh Allen. Tua and the team did. So shout out to them. But really, it was ancient. He had a great game. This was their Super Bowl, and it was coming right after the Bills Super Bowl, which is just beating the Kansas City Chiefs in season every single year. And Devon Achane start 22 carries, 174 yards, and 2 touchdowns. If you listen to the show, you can go ahead and replay it here. Now, I won't splice it in because I'm not an editing expert, but Achane was an absolute stud, and I called this game because the Bills cannot stop the run, and that's what's broken with them. Now, I did take Miami money line. And now people think, oh, but they can't win outright. I thought so. I predicted it, and I was correct. What's new? Nothing. Absolutely nothing besides the fact that I was correct. But look, the game, it was emotionally charged, and everyone was all over the Bills, and Miami went in there, steamrolled them. You had to play the spot there. It was weird energy. The Dolphins felt like they had life for a lot of this game, and it felt like they haven't had life in forever. The Commanders, they had the complete opposite experience. Sure, they beat this Detroit team, and everyone was so hyped. Oh my God, they're going to the NFC Championship. They got steamrolled by the Eagles, by the way, but they were in a revenge spot. But sadly, they were not the ones seeking revenge. They were just those weird rushing guys, and Keanu Reeves came in there and absolutely destroyed them of the Lions. I think it was 44-22. But look, I'm forgetting it. Washington's defense was lifeless. You just wasn't there. You can feel this game was over in the first couple drives, and pay attention to when I say this because I just said the same thing for Detroit. Once we get to their game, it's gonna be a tough one. I mean, look, without Jaden Daniels, sure, Marcus Mariota, he's serviceable, but you're not gonna win a ton of games with him, especially with this defense. Who else does he have to pass to? I saw Trey Burke got 50 yards, I think. So shout out Trey Burks. Outside of that, I don't really know who else you're really gonna. So look, they look bad historically when teams are both below 500 straight up playing an international game. The favorites are 10-5 against the spread. So in theory, Miami should be taking this game to win by 2.5, to win by 3 or more. But when you dig deeper into the numbers, the team that makes sense is the Miami Dolphins because the Commanders are bad. I love seeing what the Dolphins were able to put together on the ground game. I believe their defenses are both bad, so maybe even look at the over here. I am always weird whenever it's a game that's played on a new field because we don't have any historic context. For instance, like Brazil, the over hit, but the grass is weird, people. The grass is weird. So the key aspect to the game really is going to be what two are we getting? And I think we're going to be getting a good one here. So I really like the Dolphins in this spot. Next up, we have the Ravens-Browns. Late window matchup for 25 start. Should be physical. Right now, the Browns are at plus 7.5. 23% of the tickets with 30% of the money back. As I'm saying all the information for this game, I might even flip. I might flip. Look, cool colors in this one. It's going to be a dogfight. The Jets game was rough for this Browns team. Special teams collapsed and the defense looked off. Their defense doesn't travel well. But now they're back at home where the defense does play really well. And now when they faced Lamar earlier in the season, Lamar absolutely destroyed them. I think he had 4 touchdowns yet again. And the question in this game really is going to be, okay, how is this Browns defense going to hold up against this Ravens team? I mean, the Browns offense itself, it's not good. Dylan Gabriel's not a good quarterback. I don't know if it's because he's short. I'm short and I'm not quarterback, so maybe that's a sign for you. I also don't eat rotisserie chickens on any day that's a Saturday. Unless it's in buffalo chicken dip, then I do enjoy. But look, Dylan Gabriel, he's just going to limit the entire game. As soon as they get into a 3rd and 5 situation, you're not going to see a first down get converted. It's truly as simple as that. Now, their passing game has no rhythm. Last week, the Ravens' defense looked elite, which is going to be an issue, especially because you have Dylan Gabriel. Now, they're able to pick J.J. McCarthy off twice. J.J. McCarthy, better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel. Both rookies, both going to make mistakes. But they're starting to look like this defense last year of the Ravens, which is very, very good. It's kind of sucked in the beginning, rounding into shape the second half of the season. I do expect Lamar to be playing. When I was first writing this, it was Wednesday and he was not practicing. However, I believe he did practice on this Thursday, so you're probably going to be able to get a pretty good number on this team with him coming back. The real story is whether this Ravens defense can keep dominating or not. Simply put, I do not see a world where they don't dominate. This Ravens offense might not go crazy and it might be a weird, fluky Browns game. I don't see it. If the Ravens had a way better record heading into this game, be like, oh, well, maybe the Browns, since they don't, I just don't see a possible world where it makes sense. And how dumb do you have to feel if you're the Browns trading away Joe Flacco? Now I'm thinking about it. He's absolutely torching them. Honestly, I don't want to pick a side in this game. I really don't. And as I'm sitting here, I'm struggling with it because I think I really like the Browns 7.5. I like the Cleveland as well. But when I'm diving deeper into this game, what really makes sense to me, honestly, is Cleveland. I like Cleveland at plus 7.5. How are they going to get there? I don't know. I truly do not know how this Cleveland team's going to keep within 7.5. But look, I don't know. That's what my model spat out. And sometimes you just got to trust the model. When you don't know, trust the model. I'm not a Victoria's Secret model. But when you don't know, you trust the model. Seahawks at Rams. Another late game. The late 4 o'clock slates, if you're on the East Coast, is going to be good. It's going to be good, people. So, right now, the Rams are 3-point home favorites, so 27% of the tickets and 21% of the cheddar cheese backing them. The Seahawks are 7-2 straight up and against the spread. The Rams, however, are 7-2 straight up and against the spread. So both these teams are having historic years. Last week, the Rams, they finally got their revenge spot on the Niners. First time they played, some fluky red zone fumbles from the Rams, and this Niners team just hit every single slant possible. And now, look, it felt like every single touchdown was scored by the Rams whenever they played. Stafford had yet another 4-touchdown game. And look, it's a spot where typically they do struggle against the Niners. And we always see that the dog does better in that situation. Now, who owns who? McVay owns the Seahawks. McVay is 12-5 against the spread as a coach when playing the Seahawks themselves. Now, that's important to know. But this isn't the same Seahawks team. The Seahawks team has been dominating this season. I believe another 44-22 loss. They beat the Cardinals. And the Cardinals, sure, they scored 22. That's a lot. They haven't let out more than 20 points this defense in the past 3 or 4 games. Does this mean they suck? No. No, it does not. This defense is humming. They just didn't really need to do much because at halftime, it was 38-7. Did I read that right? I believe so. 8-7. Bad. Bad. And that's just utter dominance. When you up that much, I would be playing less hard defense as well. Sure, let them complete a pass. It's going to take 15 seconds off the clock. Who cares? You're still going to win the game. And now, Sam Darnold and JSN look dialed in. I don't know if anyone can stop them. And it really doesn't matter who their running back is. There was a third guy who scored a touchdown, which just confused everyone, including the announcer on that one. So, this key to this game is okay, who gets off to a hotter start? If you go ahead and you throw and you get that first touchdown, you get up by 2 scores, I love you do well. These defensive matchups are kind of the same, but I believe Seahawks defense is better than the Rams defense. I think they're playing just at a much higher clip, and this Rams secondary does scare me a bit. However, the other side of the equation is to look at these quarterbacks right here. The quarterback for the Rams, Matthew Stafford, I do like better than Sam Darnold. Sure, Sam Darnold is playing at an elite level. I'm a Sam Darnold fan, but we have seen him sometimes slip back into old Sam Darnold where he wasn't good, and when he was on the Jets or when he played in the playoffs for the Vikings, I don't see Matthew Stafford playing a worse game than Sam Darnold. So that's really where I come up with my matchup, is that I do predict the Rams to run away with this one. I love the Rams to win by 3 or more here. Next up is Chiefs-Broncos. Again, a great divisional game. 2 great divisional games this Sunday. Maybe even more. Who knows? The Chiefs are at the Broncos. This is their first matchup in the division all year. And this one matters a lot because the Broncos are doing a lot better than the Chiefs. If the Chiefs want a chance to win the division, they have to win this game. If they do not, I don't like them to win the division whatsoever. Now, the Broncos are 3.5-point home dogs. 59% of the tickets and 79% of that money is backing them. A lot of people are liking Broncos in this spot. A lot of people are fading Chiefs in this spot. They're coming off a mini bye after a weird low-scoring game against the Raiders. Now, Bo Nix, he's still struggling to throw the ball downfield. I get there was weird weather and all of it was a little bit uncomfortable, but you only put up 10 points, which is another red flag because, look, they didn't put up any points against the Giants. Sure, did they score 33 in the fourth quarter? Yeah, but there's still 3 quarters that wasn't good. Sean Payton, I don't see how he's an offensive mastermind. Maybe I just don't understand. But look, these games, they get messy. We keep waiting for that, oh, this is Bo Nix breakout game, but I'm not seeing it, people. I'm really not seeing it. The defense is legit. Look, they're top 10 in points allowed. That only carries so far until your offense can't score. Now, the bottom line is that this is a very solid defense, but the offense is struggling. When you look on the other side, it's Andy Reid off a bye. Mahomes, with extra prep with Andy Reid, is 34-10 straight up during the regular season. Against divisional games where he had extended prep, he's 11-1 straight up. So everything goes down to the Chiefs being able to lock in early. And now, they need this one. Again, what I said with the playoff picture on Titan, you have the Chargers even up there. I didn't even mention the Chargers. They're above the Chiefs. If the Chiefs really want to go ahead and solidify themselves, they have to win here. So they cannot drop another divisional game. But their offense has been firing perfectly. It's been very, very great, but they just weren't able to move the ball in Buffalo in times where it really mattered. And their defense wasn't able to stop Buffalo in times where it really mattered. And it was interesting because, like, this Chiefs team wasn't clutch and has not been that clutch this year. Now, the running back situation is shaky. I myself am kind of shocked they didn't go out there and got Breece Hall from the Jets, for instance. I thought he would have been a perfect fit on this team. But look, Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are both getting healthier. Travis Kelce is old, so he's coming off a bye, which is good for those joints. And now I do expect sharper execution and rhythm from this team overall. The key aspect is like, hey, if Mahomes does go up 2 touchdowns, Bo Nix is going to be in an absolute panic spiral and not going to be able to compete. So that's why I do love Kansas City here. And now they're the more desperate team, which is kind of rare for them in this situation. The Broncos are beginning fluky wins, and the NFL just needs the Chiefs to win. So simple as that. I do predict them to take out their frustration. I predict there to be a lot of game prepping and coaching behind this Chiefs team, and I do predict them to beat the Broncos by 4 or more. Monday Night Football, we have the Eagles playing the Lions. I'm lying to you guys. We have the Lions playing the Eagles. This one's going to be played in Lincoln Financial. Now, there's a hyped primetime game finally, and I hope this one's unreal. It's supposed to be slated unreal, hopefully, right? So right now, the Eagles are 2.5-point favorites. They have 21% of the tickets and 18% of the money back them. Public all over the Lions, but we did see this line shift from -1.5 to -2.5. Now, last week, the Eagles traveled to Green Bay to face them outright. It was a messy game. It was 0-0 by half, and there was no adjustments really getting made. And we saw this defense was great. Jalen Phillips, what a fantastic add to his already lethal pass rush. But now they have to pay attention to him as well. And then you have Jalen Carter coming at you. So it's scary for any offensive line who's now playing the Eagles. They did hold Green Bay to 7 points total in the entire game, which is impressive. Sure, Green Bay does look a little bit broken, but Green Bay only crossed half a handful of times. So that's a real impressive part to me. And look, their offense did lack plays, this Eagles offense. They were not explosive whatsoever, except for one drive where they had a kick out to Saquon where he broke for a big one, and then you had Jalen Hurts pass to Devontae Smith for a sick nasty touchdown. And that's all they needed, though. After that, look, this Packers team wasn't able to score. The game was finished before it started. They were coming off of another loss, and this is just honestly interesting for this Green Bay team. And I just realized I was blending in my notes from the Lions. But their Lions game last week was finished before it got started. This Lions team felt like was up 1 billion points to nothing. They're up 25-10 by half. So it was an absolute rout, especially the way that Jared Goff has been playing. Their defense was able to step up. They weren't able to shut out the Commanders as much, but I don't think the Commanders' offense is terrible when you're looking at it from that lens. Now, here is the thing. There are some warning signs here. They struggled on defense. Amon-Ra was dropping some balls, but it doesn't really matter. As soon as this team wins, they really like to take the momentum and just push it through them. Kind of like the opposite of the guy who then is in the Price is Right and they keep going up and up and up and up. It's that same trajectory, but it's just easy once they get on a roll. Detroit is 24-8 ATS in their next game after a 6-point win. They're 21-7 ATS after a 7-point win. So the focus here is going to be the pass rush. If the Eagles are able to get the pass rush on Jared Goff, this Lions team has no chance. Jalen Phillips is now in here. That's a big deal. Jalen Carter is healthy. That's a big deal. Jordan Davis is going to be after him. That's a big deal. And they even got Brandon Graham. And now, how much impact does Brandon Graham have on the game? I'm not sure, but I know that he has a big time in leadership impact. So that I do believe they're going to be able to get to Jared Goff. If they get to Jared Goff, this is going to be a messy offense for this Lions team. I don't love them in this spot. I don't. Maybe it's because I'm an Eagles homer and I'm focusing too much on it, but I love Eagles to win by field goal or more here. Book it. Boom. Huge, people. Those are the bets. To recap real quick, we have the Dolphins at -2.5. Then we go into the Browns at +7.5, which honestly I don't love. That's gonna be a hold your nose and just pray for that one. Then you have Seahawks at Rams. I have the Seahawks -3, so that's favorite dog favorite. And then I have the favorite in the Chiefs at -3.5, so that is another favorite. Oh boy. And then I have the Eagles as a -3 favorite. So people, that's it for me for today. Got to make it a shorter one. Not as crazy. We've been traveling, we're doing a lot of things, but we got to get the picks out. So thank you for joining.